Good morning, ma'am. I am the last reporter of Tourism Development.
Cost-benefit analysis. Commercial projects found to be economically feasible may or may not have to be further analyzed using the cost-benefit analysis techniques. Cost-benefit analysis are usually carried out by or on behalf of government agencies. They help these agencies measure and weigh all the costs and benefits of alternative projects. In this way, the agencies will be able to determine which projects will procure the largest net benefit for their economies and for their society as a whole. However, the size of the return of the capital of private investor cannot be the only basis for the government support because the government agency has no economic, environmental, and social cultural responsibilities that have to be considered before giving financial incentive or other support of approval to a project. For example, a proposed casino may generate high profits for the investor, but the government agency refuses to support the project because it feels the such project will determine the social well-being of its destinations area. The agency has developed some criteria to rank projects against each other and support those with the highest ranking. As discussed earlier, in this chapter, the following criteria will address the government scoring purposes. Number 1, economic contribution. 2, environmental impact. 3, social cultural impact. 4, competitive impact. 5, tourism impact. 6, developer and operator capabilities. 7, compliance with policies, plans, and programs. 8, equity contributions. And the last, feasibility. Thus, a cost-benefit analysis should weigh the quantifiable and quantifiable cost and benefit of tourism project against each other. If the result of the cost-benefit analysis are positive, some project developers may apply for government financial incentives, others may go ahead without government assistance. Role of government financial incentive in tourism development. One of the major problems of tourism projects is creating financial needed for their development. Many tourism projects have been proven to be economically feasible but have not been developed because of the lack of the right amount of type of financial. The number of government agencies which provide specific financial incentive for tourism projects have increased rapidly in recent years. These agencies play their dual roles as stimulator and entrepreneurship. Government financial incentive for tourism project, there are two categories. Number 1, fiscal incentives and direct and indirect incentives. Fiscal incentives are special allowances for income tax and other tax purposes, and the direct and indirect incentives include several programs aimed at easing the financial requirements of tourism projects. The main object of the most of these incentives programs is to help businesses carry out tourism development projects that may have been abandoned or delayed because of lack of assistance. There's financial incentives provided the government agency to tourism project. There are three fiscal incentives. Number 1, tax holidays. Tax holidays are the government agencies defers the payment of income taxes or other taxes for the predetermined time period. Ikaduha, remission of tariff. Tariff is the government agency relaxes or removes import duties on goods and services required by the project. And the last, tax reductions. The tax reductions, the government agency lowers the normal tax rates that would have been paid by the project. There are 11 direct and indirect incentives. 1. Non-refundable grants. Reduce the capital budget of a project. 2. Low interest loans. Reduce the amount of interest that the project must pay during its operating life. 3. Interest rebates. The government agency rebates a portion of the project's interest costs during its operating life. 4. Forgettable loans. The government agency loans fund to the project and then forgives all or part of this over an agreed time period. 5. Loan guarantees. The government agency guarantees a loan or loans given to a project by a private financial institution. 6. Working capital loans. The government agency loans funds to meet the working capital need of a project. 7. Equity participation. The government agency buy some of the available shares in the project and there become a equity investor. 8. Training grants. The government agency provides a non-refundable grants to the project of staff training purposes. Number 9. Infrastructure assistance. The government agency assumes the cost of some or all of the infrastructure required for the project. Number 10. Lease backs. The government agency purchases lands, building, or equipment and then lease them to the project. And the last, land donation. The government agency donates and free of charge to the project. Not all projects requiring financial help receive it because most of the government agencies which provide financial incentives usually receive more applications for assistance than their budget can handle. Private sector financing of tourism development. Although governments continue to play a greater role in providing financial to tourism projects, it's the private sector that generally supplies majority of the financing. The private sector range from individual citizens for the major institutional lenders as bank, trust companies, credit unions, insurance companies, and other commercial finance companies. Before lending money to a tourism project, a private financing agency usually requires that the following points to be accomplished. 1. Previous management experience in tourism and an established credit record within management development team. 2. Proof of economic feasibility via an independent economic feasibility study. 3. Adequate political or security for the fund to be borrowed. 4. Adequate quality capital to the invested by the owners of the project. 5. Proof of stability in the tourism industry in which project will function. Tourism project receive quality as well as borrowed capital from owners and investors. These individuals are the risk takers in the development and they are rewarded with profit from their investment. Detailed design and construction. In the last stage of tourism development project, several levels of architectural design and drawing are prepared. The procedures include the following. 1. Preparation of preliminary architectural concept. 2. Preparation of preliminary architectural design. 4. Preparation of final architectural design. And the last, construction. In each of the three stage, the drawing becomes more detailed and exact. When the final drawings have been approved, the construction of the project may start.